Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. Sometimes love doesn't need words, just a look. It happened in less than 5 seconds. A fleeting glance, a gentle smile, the kind of eye contact that lingers for just a breath too long. When Lu Yuning turned to Song Zuer at that red carpet event last month, the cameras captured what no official press release could ever confirm. A connection so soft, so deep, it made fans hold their breath. He didn't touch her. He didn't say anything special. But his eyes, steady, warm, almost reverent, said it all. And she? She smiled back. Not the kind of smile for paparazzi. No posing. No performance. It was a real quiet smile. Like the kind a woman gives when she feels safe, seen, and maybe loved. Within hours, the internet erupted. Clips of that moment were replayed thousands of times. Fan pages slowed it down, zoomed in, analyzed every blink and eyebrow lift. But perhaps the most powerful reactions didn't come from teenagers or drama fans. They came from women who had lived through decades of real life and real love. Women who said, "That's not fake. I've seen that look before. I've given it. I've received it." Because a look like that, it doesn't lie. It doesn't need to shout. It simply arrives, unexpected, unmistakable. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. That moment sparked rumors. But for those who know how love speaks in silence, it was a confirmation. Real feelings don't need to be announced. They reveal themselves slowly, gently, unmistakably. While the world only recently started paying attention to that one moment on the red carpet, those who have been watching closely knew. This didn't begin there. The subtle signs have always been there, scattered across interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and quiet social gestures. They weren't loud. They weren't meant for headlines, but to the discerning heart, they were impossible to miss. On the set of The Prisoner of Beauty, Lu Yuning was often seen waiting for Song Zuer to finish her scenes. Not rushing off, not distracted by his phone, just waiting, patiently, as if her presence was enough reason to stay. During a break, she once playfully nudged him, and he responded not with laughter, but with a look that said he understood her without her needing to explain. In one interview, when asked about her favorite person on set, Song Zuer hesitated. Her eyes shifted slightly toward Lu Yuning before she gave a safe, generic answer. But for anyone watching closely, that pause, that split second, spoke louder than words. Love, especially in its early, unspoken form, lives in these small moments. A hand that hovers protectively without touching. A smile that arrives before a joke is even told. A silence that feels full rather than empty. Fans speculate. Gossip spreads. But for those who've loved in quiet, respectful ways, these weren't signs of promotion or media games. They were fragments of something real, tender, and carefully hidden in plain sight. When you've lived long enough, you learn to hear the kind of love that never needs to be spoken. In the whirlwind of internet gossip and younger fans shipping every glance, there was a quieter, wiser group who noticed something else, something deeper. Women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. They weren't captivated by the glitz or the trending hashtags. They were drawn to the pauses, the quiet looks, the way Lu Yuning seemed to soften when Song Zuer entered a room. They saw something they've seen before, perhaps in their own past, or in a love they once let go. Because only those who've loved deeply, and sometimes lost, understand how real affection hides itself. It doesn't perform. It doesn't rush. It lingers. It waits. It watches, like the way Lu always stood a few steps behind Song Zuer at public events, never overshadowing, yet always there. When Song Zuer spoke about wanting a sense of safety, someone calm, mature viewers didn't just hear a type, they saw a mirror. They knew what she meant. They've lived with men who offered security over fireworks, depth over drama. One viewer commented, "This isn't a crush. This is emotional protection. He's sheltering her, and she's blooming in it." Younger fans might call it slow burn. But women who have known love in its gentlest form call it by its real name: respect, care, quiet devotion. Sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones older hearts understand first, because they've stopped looking for noise and started recognizing truth in silence. It's not always the loudest voice that carries the truth. Sometimes it's the quiet that speaks the loudest. In an age of instant updates, flashy declarations, and hashtags screaming for attention, Lu Yuning and Song Zuer's approach has felt different, almost out of place. No public denial, no dramatic confirmation, just silence. But oh, what a powerful silence it is. Because those who've lived long enough know, when someone says nothing but shows everything, that silence becomes its own kind of confession. Lu Yuning isn't dodging rumors. He's not clarifying anything. And Song Zuer? She's not laughing off the speculations either. They're both simply continuing, side by side, gently, naturally, without explanation. And in that space, that absence of noise, grows a sense of something intimate. Silence like this isn't accidental. It's not carelessness. It's care in its most deliberate form. Because love, when it's true and fragile, isn't thrown into the spotlight. It's tucked away, protected, kept away from fingers that scroll and tongues that twist stories. Mature women recognize this immediately. They've kept their own secrets too. The love letters never sent. The phone calls that meant more than hello. The long walks that held more words than 100 poems. What Lu and Song are doing is more than strategy. It's a dance of mutual respect. A quiet pact to protect something still growing. And for those who've loved in quiet, that silence isn't empty. It's sacred. Words can lie. Press releases can be staged. But actions, they never pretend. In a world where every celebrity rushes to either deny or declare, Lu Yuning and Song Zuer are walking a completely different path. One paved not with words but with gestures. And for those who've watched closely, these gestures speak volumes. Take, for example, that rainy afternoon behind the scenes of The Prisoner of Beauty. The crew scrambled for cover. Song Zuer was caught without an umbrella. Before anyone else moved, Lu Yuning, quiet, unnoticed, stepped forward and lifted his over her. He didn't say anything. He just let her stay dry, even if it meant getting soaked himself. No cameras. No performance. Just instinct. Real protective instinct. Then there's the small moment in a press event, when her mic stopped working. While others looked at the tech crew, Lu handed her his own without hesitation. He didn't make a show of it. He didn't even look at her. Because he didn't do it to be seen. He did it because he always sees her. Older audiences recognize this language well. They've lived with partners who never said, "I love you" every day, but showed up when it mattered. They understand that true care is often quiet, automatic, and never asks for attention. So no, Lu and Song don't need to hold hands in public. They don't need to post matching photos or stage grand romantic gestures. Because in every shared glance, every small kindness, every protective step forward, they're already telling us, this is real. Some stories aren't just about two people. They're about all of us, and the way we recognize love when it quietly arrives. This story about Lu Yuning and Song Zuer is more than celebrity gossip. It's a reflection of something universal, something timeless. For every woman who has ever loved quietly, who has ever waited patiently for a glance that means more than words, this is familiar territory. Because love doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. It whispers in the way two people respect each other's silences. It whispers in the little moments where protection replaces pride. It whispers in the unspoken agreement to hold something sacred, away from the spotlight. Lu and Song's relationship, whether new, blossoming, or simply evolving, reminds us that the most beautiful connections don't always demand to be seen. Sometimes they just need to be felt. And isn't that what we all want? To be truly seen. To be quietly cherished. To be loved, not for the world's applause, but for the sacred space we create together. For viewers over 56, this story may stir memories of love once had, or love still hoped for. It reminds us that age doesn't diminish the power of love. If anything, it deepens it. Because with time we learn that love's true strength lies in its subtlety, its patience, and its enduring quiet presence. So thank you for sharing this journey with us at UpToText 24H. We invite you to stay with us for more stories that explore the beauty beneath the surface.